Thank you for tuning in. This is Watch Eric. Today I'm going to be discussing what can arguably be the best watch in the world, the Rolex Submariner. So why is it the best watch in the world? I mean, come on guys, it's iconic. You can never go wrong with the Submariner. The Rolex Submariner trumps the DayDate President, in my opinion, when it comes to the Rolex brand. Yes, both of them have carved the lane for Rolex in the market time and time again and are proven. But you see, the thing is that the Submariner is more obtainable by the masses. Not everybody can buy an all gold watch, which would be the DayDate. And here are 3 reasons why the Rolex Submariner is the best watch that you can buy. The Submariner was released in 1953. And yes, of course, there's been some changes from that very first model, but overall, it still has that same essence and that look. Let's face it, none of us really are gonna dive with these watches, but it is the most iconic dive watch you've ever seen. I don't care who you are, you've heard of a Submariner at least once, which for me makes it so iconic. I mean, what other brand has achieved so much fame from one single model? You just can't really beat that, man. I mean, I just think that that's a watch that time and time is proven with design. The way they did that watch is perfect. There's many different variations of the Submariner, anywhere from the standard first one that came out all the way to the new model in gold with the blue, and all the ones that are in between, which include the Kermit, the Hulk, the two-tone. I mean, which one is not to like? There is a variation for everybody. So it doesn't matter whether you're looking for all gold, for stainless steel, or two-tone, Submariner has one for you. The Submariner is just a classic. It's just one of those watches that almost every other brand tries to give their own variation of a sub one way or another. They take design cues from it, you know? It's just one of those pieces everybody in the world knows what a Submariner is. I've always said it. I said, if you were stuck in a jungle in the middle of nowhere in some third world country and you needed to be rescued, I bet you can pay your way out of that jungle with a Submariner. Seriously, it's that iconic of a watch. One of the best things about the Rolex Submariner is its versatility. I just can't find a single model that's more versatile than a sub. I don't care what you're wearing, whether it's a pair of swim trunks or a full-blown suit. The Submariner always looks good. With so many different models to choose one, of course you're gonna find one that's right, and that's what makes it versatile. So I brought you 3 of my subs to give you an example, and it doesn't matter whether it's an older vintage that I have here in my 1982 sub, or whether you have the ceramic bezel modern case, or even an all gold one. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that. It doesn't matter what you're doing or what you're wearing, it's always the perfect watch. I've always said it, if I was gonna only have one watch my entire life, it'd be a stainless steel Submariner, because you can do just about anything with it. Yes, of course, it's easy to pick the gold one, but there's moments when you don't want something so flashy. And that's why I think the sub in steel is the best overall. My favorite thing about it is value. You hear time and time again that person that bought a Rolex Submariner 45 years ago has worn it for his entire life and the watch is still going. That's how good it is. It's timeless, man. It's one of those watches that you don't get bored of. Yes, I get it. You know, people like us that collect watches, we can easily move on to the next thing. But I say it time and time again, everyone should have at least one sub in their collection. When it comes to value, the Rolex Submariner has stood the test of time. You just can't find another watch that you can own for so long and have all your money there. I'm not talking about the trend that's just been in the last 4 or 5 years with all this over retail stuff. You could have bought a Rolex Submariner 10 years ago and you definitely would have sold it and make money. There's just not too many other watches that you can do that with. To sum everything else that I said together, whether it's iconic, whether it's versatility, and value. That's why I think that not only is it the best watch in the world, but I also think it's the most famous Rolex of all time. It's highly replicated, but never duplicated. So yeah, with all the Submariners that I own, I've never actually gone diving with it. And let's just face it, not many of us will go diving. I guess just knowing that you can go diving with it makes it that much more interesting. For the rest, it's probably just a desk diver, and that's fine. It's funny because 50% of the people will like the GMT better, but at heart, I've always been a Submariner guy. Something about it just being a real deal dive watch that just really attracts me, you know? So if you just want a watch that gives you presence, that makes you look like you have a luxury watch, or perhaps maybe you want something that can stand the test of time, that can take all the abuse you're gonna give it, the Sub is one of those watches. So feel free to comment below how you feel about the Rolex Submariner. And if you like this video, please like and share. Also, subscribe to my channel.